Hello guys! Welcome to the 5th episode of Loud and Anxious. This is Serena.
And this is Murat.
So, how are you doing guys? I think that we are almost going outside quarantine right now.
Yeah, I think the things are getting much better.
Yeah, and...
at least in the Netherlands.
Yes, true. But also in other countries, at least in Europe, right?
I heard that, well, you are Italian, but the teams in Serie A, they started already the trainings. So they are thinking to beginning the league or something, I don't know.
No, come on. I think that they will start again in September. There's no point to do it anymore. But I'm a little bit lost in this kind of news, to be honest.
Yeah, you cannot know. Because I also checked it from the Turkish newspaper, which is, I don't know how much, they are not very trustworthy, to be honest.
Well, for me, the most important thing that is slowly we are coming back to normality, even if, we need to forget concert and festival, as we said last time. Mm-hmm. But anyway, how are you doing?
I'm good. This week, I was just thinking about stuff that I missed during this quarantine. Like, not things that I missed, the chances that I missed. Like, I could try stuff on myself, like shaving my head. Also putting a piercing on my face.
What about shaving your beard?
That's a no-go. No, I'm too ugly to do.
to
take the risk.
No, experiment, you know.
No, but this is not experiment. I know how I look when I don't have a beard, but I don't know how I look when I don't have a hair.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's a pity because soon we will come back to normal life and we have to show our faces outside.
Yeah,
so.
This is just when I realized that I missed the opportunity. And how about you? How was your week?
It was fine. I'm still in this intermittent fasting thing, but I don't think it's working, to be honest. I'm like in the 5th week right now, and I even gained 1 kilo more. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it will last longer, let's say.
I think it really depends what do you eat during this open window, let's say.
That's true. But I was not even eating so much, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, for me also, I don't eat so much in my opinion, but I'm 100 something kilos, so...
Yeah, okay, but I think that for men it's fine to be big, you know, but for women it's not really nice. And I'm trying to do as much activity, like physical activity as possible, and I'm really into the yoga tunnel right now, and I'm trying to experiment different type of yoga because there's only the meditation / breathe, or there's the vinyasa, then it's a little bit more, let's say, active, but like you're following the flow, you know. It's like
what is a vinyasa?
It's a type of yoga. Okay. So there's different one. There's the hatha yoga, vinyasa, and yesterday I tried Bikram, and I was a little bit disappointed. I thought it was much more difficult, let's say, and that they involve much more physical strength, and I was kind of disappointed.
But maybe it's just the entrance level. And if you go further, maybe it's getting harder.
I think that the more I go further, the more I have the chance to break my ligaments. Okay. But since I'm not even flexible, you can imagine how it can end. I already hurt a lot myself in the past, so I need to slow down a little. But I'm continuously using. I have my yoga mattress there, so. But we'll see. So. Yeah, what are we going to talk about this week?
This week we have some topics that we discussed. The first one, we will talk about the Roadburn 2020 that we were planning to go, but obviously we missed. And we will talk about some bands that we were looking forward, especially in this festival. Then we have a nice discussion topic, in my opinion, the metal and rock movies that we like and the metal and rock movies that we want to see. So we will talk about them. Then we will talk about our mother's favorite metal band.
Why you stop talking? I'm checking some stuff. I'm checking some stuff on the recording, huh?
Okay.
Because you guys don't know, but I'm working in the shadow. So, and since my level of technology is shit, it's better that I check everything at least every 2 minutes or so. So in this case, the recording was going forward, but it was not visualized on the software. So I was a little bit wondering. You see, still not doing it. This fucking Reaper. Eh? I don't know you guys if you're using like some software to make music or whatever. I only have Reaper because it's the easiest that you can have, and to record podcast. Yes, of course, podcast. Is the only one that I'm able to use. So but actually this is the reason why we need the patrons, because then you guys can give us help in a form of money, but also in form of knowledge how to set up all this chaos, because we are trying to figure it out. But we have, like, as you see from the video, we have like a really not professional equipment, let's say. So if you have like any advice, please put it in Patreon or in the comments in SoundCloud, for example, or YouTube channel. Yes, because we are also like really fancy playlists there. And actually we're having like a different channel for our podcast. We have like Radio Public, we have Overcast, we have Apple. So just check on our Anchor page, SoundCloud or YouTube. You will find all the links. And so far we have 15 listeners, even more. Like if I have to combine the old channels, I still don't really get how to do it. But
slowly, it is getting there.
People are listening to us, so I'm quite satisfied, to be honest. And did we finish with the topics that we will talk today?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, perfect. So let's start with the first one.
Yes, so let's start with the Roadburn. Both of us, we were planning to go.
Yes.
And then, of course, it's postponed. But why? Of course, it's a very cool festival, and it's very nearby. It's like 20 minutes or 30 minutes from where we live. But also, which bands were the most attractive for you in Roadburn 2020?
For me, I really was curious to see Gilles Corey. So Gilles Corey is like a one-man band, and I got to know him in 2012, actually, so 8 years ago, because he made this album called The Constructionist. And it's a really interesting album. There's like 3 tracks, they're really long, and they're not really music. It's more like a performance art, in my opinion. And it's kind of an analysis of the idea of death. And I think that he wanted to bring the message of death and how it is to terminate your life, but using the music. So it's not like depression or like I don't know how to call it, depressive noise or whatever. It's really like a research that he did, probably in a very dark period of his life. Unfortunately, since I wanted to prepare something more about Gilles for this podcast, I also listened to the other 2 albums that they did so far, like they did in the most recent, and I realized that they turned out to play folk, and it's quite boring folk, let's say. So I'm not really sure what was his intention at the Road, but I do think that it was like a representation of the Construction album, because it's more like in the vibe of Roadburn. But we will see next year if it will be confirmed. And what about you?
I was looking for a few artists. First of them was Julie Christmas. Well, I think I just get to know her via the album that they made together with Cult of Luna. I really liked her vocal in that album. So then I checked her, who she was, etc. So she's an American artist. Well, for me, I think she has a quite unique style in the music, and of course when I check the web, it is associated with like 5 genres or so.
Oh really?
Yeah, some mix of post rock, noise rock, sludge, post metal, etc. Yeah, for me, I think she has a very nice sound, really cool sound. I like to listen to her. Well, she reminds me. Then I started to think why I like her, and I think both physically and also the sound and the voice of her really reminds me the Tim Burton cartoons.
Okay.
Both the eyes, etc., and also the sounds that she makes while singing. I think she reminds me like the Nightmare Before Christmas, maybe a character there, etc. So And also, I was just watching her performances in YouTube, and there are lots of live videos of her, and it's so mesmerizing to see her sing. Even if you don't like the music, it's just an experience to see her, in my opinion. So that's why I was looking forward to see her live.
I don't know. I saw her with Cult of Luna 2 years ago in Roadburn. It was quite interesting, and I think that she was basically gained the attention of the stage because she was the only one that actually moved. Me personally, I did not have like a super big, how can I say, impression about her. But however, I think it's worth to see. It's quite interesting to watch her perform. I was also curious, to be honest, because I never see her solo. But since you're mentioning Cult of Luna, this year it was also interesting because there's let's say Walter, the organizer of Roadburn, invited the leader of Cult of Luna, Johannes Persson, with James Kent from Perturbator, to be curator in the Roadburn. So what does it mean? Roadburn used this kind of concept. So every year they invite some artists, they call them and they said, okay, I think that you're really cool. You have like not only like cool music, but also you have like cool ideas about art and cool musicians. So could you please like book them from us or just give advice so we can fill the lineup? Well, maybe it's a little bit more complicated. I make it I oversimplified it. But this year they asked to this guy that decided to make this list together, and they're like really different. So from one side you have Perturbator, that is a synthwave project, even if the guy were from like the black scene, let's say, and from the other side you have Cult of Luna. So the post metal that they do is also quite peculiar.
I also read that Emma Ruth Randall was also one of the curators, and her style is totally different from those two guys also. Maybe there are even people who categorize them as a country singer.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So acoustic guitar, songs about road, etc. So.
But I think that their songs are more dreamy and harsh than country music.
Yeah, I agree.
So no, but there were like interesting stuff, like also Lingua Ignota as a curator and so on. But any other bands?
Well, I was looking forward for a Dutch band, which is called Doel. I really like their music because I think it's a prog doom band. So it has both elements from doom metal and also prog rock, and they have two artists, the drummer and the bass player. They are coming from a psychedelic. Psychedelic satanist band.
Psychedelic satanist band.
It is. I think we can because when I was checking Duel, I read stuff, and this band is called Devil's Blood. Is a satanic occult band which does psychedelic music from Eindhoven, and they have a very tragic story.
Really?
Maybe we can. I can do that. I can explain those in a future episode because it's also from the city that we live in. And so Job van de Zande and Mika Haring, they come from this band, and they joined one of the most peculiar singers in the industry, which is Ryan van Dorst. And she's born as they called real hermaphrodite. And with the advice of the doctor, she's operated to be a girl when she was an infant. And I didn't know that, but to me, the first time I was listening to that band, I thought that the vocal was a male vocal. And then I saw the video, and she was a she, and sometimes she sounds like a female vocal, but she can also be very harsh, and she can sound like in a very low pitch, like a male singer. So it was quite interesting for me to find out that she's hermaphrodite, and you can actually hear that in her singing, in my opinion. So I was looking forward to see this band, but the good thing is they are playing around this part of Europe quite vastly.
Yeah, it would have been interesting actually to see the contrast between the outside and how she performs.
Because every time
That's cool. Well, let's see. Let's hope that next year we're talking about this, so we just copy paste what it
Corona or other
does. It's a rock or metal
so we
movie.
actually will be able
And which is
Also,
the
there are
best
lots
that you
of
want to advise to our
interesting
listeners?
bands that we missed. I looked at the movies that I saw, and the first one when we discuss about topic, the first one that popped into my mind was Metalhead. It's an Icelandic movie, and it focuses on a life and tragedy of a teenage girl who becomes a metalhead actually. In the beginning of the movie, she's a country girl,
A normal cute girl.
She's not very cute, but after some big events in her life, she's becoming very angry and violent metalhead. And this is also a movie who focuses on how the family is handling the tragedy that they are getting through. Also,
The tragedy is that they have a metalhead daughter,
no,
or
the beginning of the movie, I didn't want to give any spoilers, but the brother of the girl dies in an accident. It's just like in the first 5 minutes, and this
Okay.
affects the girl very deeply.
okay.
She starts to play guitars, she starts to sing, and she's recording music and sending it to black market, and ended up to be one of the nice black metal lead vocalist.
Okay.
But this movie, why I picked this movie makes me question about why I listen to metal, because here it's focused on the anger and the pain of the girl,
Yeah.
and this is the way of her expressing herself. I don't have this kind of tragedy in my life, but I also experience certain feelings that she experiences in another level, and then I realized maybe that's why I like metal music.
Is it possible to see it in some platform like Netflix or?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a festival movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did it win some prizes or?
You are asking me questions that I don't.
Okay.
know.
Well,
This was just.
I was just curious, but it looks pretty interesting. And
Mhm.
I have last question.
Yeah.
Probably she's blonde, right, at the beginning of the movie,
Actually, not blonde. She's like a brunette.
and then she color her hair to black.
Of course, to black.
Of course,
yeah.
because it's the rites of passage for every metalhead, no?
Yeah, you need to color your
Exactly.
hair.
I also
Yeah,
been
so-
in this situation when I was 14. I was also brown, and when I was 14, okay, I want to be like a super cool metal fan, so I need to dye my hair to black, and I started when I was 21.
Yeah, basically, the movie won 8 awards in the year that
In
it was
Iceland.
published. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but it's easy to win in your own country, yeah.
Yeah, but in my opinion, it's a very nice movie, so I would recommend everyone to check it.
Okay.
And the songs are very nice. It's
Black metal.
black metal, but not with a harsh vocals, with a clean female vocal, which is quite interesting to listen.
Yeah, it's true. Do you know who wrote these songs for the movie? Because I don't think that the actor, the actress.
But she's performing, but I don't think that this the actress wrote the
Okay.
songs.
Yeah, for me, it's also related to like a singer, to be honest. The movie that I want to talk about, the first one that I want to advise our listeners, it's called Rockstars. Sorry, Rockstar 1. And it talks about this guy that is a really huge fan of a band called Steel Dragons. That like I think is a kind of a parody of this, let's say.
Blind Guardian.
No, it's not
Power
like
metal?
Guardian. It's no, it's more thrash metal from the 80s,
Okay.
but you know the American style, like with the big hair and.
Glam metal, maybe.
No, it's not glam.
Oh.
It's more like they actually really LA from Lausanne. There was this kind of scene during the 80s about this hard rock metal with these guys that they were super hot or considered super hot in the scene. But anyway, it's a super huge fan of this band, and he actually played in a cover in a cover band, not in a cover. And he plays, but he sings as the actual singer of the band. So at a certain moment, for some reason, the producer of the band received the promo of this cover band in which he sings, and it happened that they all sing just left the band, so they called him to replace the old singer, and for him it was the dream come true, because also at the time you could, well, especially for this band, they could earn a lot of money. It was a really successful band. And then it just lived this life, and it just started to realize some stuff, and of course you need to watch the movie and understand what happened and how it's finished. But it's really interesting for me that I used to be a singer, and I sometimes dream about to be called by my favorite band, and then being asked, okay, can you join the band, and suddenly become the singer of my favorite band. I think that a lot of people have this kind of, a lot of singers have this kind of dream, or maybe not, but I'm a how can I say, fandom girl. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you guys know what means fandom girl. Maybe I will explain in the future if you're interested, and you put your comment, because we are triggered by your comments in SoundCloud, YouTube, and the other platform. But what are you checking now?
This story, while we were telling it reminded me something. It is exactly what happened in Judas Priest.
What do you mean?
In 1994 or 1993, Rob Halford leaves the band, and they contact one of the best Judas Priest cover band for the vocalist, for the lead singer.
Oh, I didn't
which
know.
Is Tim Owens, and he joins the band for like 5 or 10 years until Rob Halford comes back to the band.
It's so this story probably the idea was taken by this fact.
Yeah, but it's also quite how to say, it's quite logic to go for the cover bands, because they actually the good ones they know the song, and mainly if the cover band is good, this means that the singer sings like the original singer. Yeah, it's
true.
But while you were explaining, I was just thinking, I remember this story from somewhere, so I needed to be sure before telling that it was.
I didn't know.
Yeah, so it's a nice story.
Yeah, but also the movie you want to present is nice. I also like it a lot.
Yeah, the next one is the School of Rock. It's a Hollywood movie. It's a Jack Black movie. I really like that guy. He's funny. He's fat.
Super funny.
He sings amazing.
Why do you like him? Because he's fat?
No. It's just
okay.
When someone is a superstar in Hollywood, especially,
okay,
they are so good looking that you want to you hate yourself. Look at the Avengers, for example. All of them are like sculptures.
My God, I love Chris. Muscles.
Yeah, I know. You also like the Superman. I don't.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah. It's like, but in the TV series.
Yeah, but the guy has muscles in everywhere. In every movie, he has the muscles.
I mean, they're amazing to watch. But anyway.
So that's why I said that.
So Jack Black is the guy. He's the guy that I like the least. Let's say.
Yeah. Well, Jack Black, I think he's a really good singer, by the way, and they are composing with Kyle quite good songs. So
Kyle
other,
from?
He's guitarist in Tenacious D.
Oh, okay.
So basically, they are doing really nice music, but they are doing only songs about silly things. So maybe in the future we can also discuss about Tenacious D. I think they are extremely fun. So this movie about the guy puts himself in a situation that he's a replacement teacher in a very expensive high school. And
no, it's not a high school. It's a
primary
middle. Yes.
Yeah. And they start to he creates a band from the musicians in the classroom that he's teaching, let's say, and they start to play all the cult rock and roll songs, let's say, and it's a very nice comedy. The songs are amazing. The performers, by the way, those guys, they are really playing and performing, and they are amazing. The characters there are amazing. The ones that they don't have talents, but I remember the girl who talks too much and he becomes the manager, for example, for the band. So I think it's a very fun, very nice movie.
Yeah.
And your next movie?
Oh, another movie that I want to recommend. I don't even know where you can find it, to be honest. It's called Still Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the story of this band that it was quite famous when these guys were in their 20s or in their 30s. And then something happened to them. They just split the band and everyone started to have like normal life, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And at a certain moment, there was like the son of a music producer of the time called them and said, guys, my father told me you're amazing and I want to make you on the stage, put you on the stage again and make you famous again. And but the point is that he cannot contact all the members because they got lost. He managed only to contact one, and there's this guy that has to go like I think in England. He was set up in England to search the other band members and try to convince them actually to put the band together again, to play and maybe write some new songs and then go to this festival. And of course there's a lot of stuff ongoing during this movie because the reason that they split are like you know how it works in the bands. You're as long as you're aligned and you have the same passion and the same goals, it's totally fine. But then there's like jealousy or like everyone is in his own direction, or there's a lot of reason, economic reason also, and then it's easy to split or some of the members leave. And so it's nice to see the whole story, and at the end that I can spoil it. At least for one concert they come together. This is also a nice movie, also because it's not really famous. That's why I wanted to advise it.
Yeah, I just checked and it sounds fun. I would like to see that also. And this brings to the movies that we want to see. We actually didn't see, but we are planning to see, or we want to see if we find them.
Yes. Well, for me, is for sure Bohemian Rhapsody. So I'm not even explain this movie because it's super famous and it's quite recent. So I didn't have the time to see it, and for sure soon I will check it. And second one,
well, for me, I can say that there are two comedy movies that I saw. One is Heavy Trip. It's a Norwegian comedy. By the way, I think I just took the comedies or movies from Norway. So the first one is Heavy Trip, and the second one is Deathgasm. It's Deathgasm. I think is an American movie, but it's again focuses on death metal.
Okay, yeah.
So those two I want to see.
Yeah, and I now remember the second one I want to see is called The Dirt, and it's the story of Motley Crue. So I think this. If you guys are still in quarantine and you don't know what to do, you can just search this title and start to watch for them. And
also, we would be very happy if you can propose new movies that we missed.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all about the movies, and our next part will be the deep metal secret state.
Yeah, our favorite section.
Yeah, and in this episode we will talk about the favorite bands of our mothers.
Favorite metal bands.
Sorry.
Be careful.
Yeah. So let's start with yours.
Okay, so I interviewed my mom. That she was quite curious actually about this question and why I was asking, explain about the podcast and so on. But she said that her favorite metal band is Apocalyptica. So for who doesn't know, Apocalyptica is a Finnish band of 3 cellos guys right now. That they met in the Sibelius Academy. That is like where I think in Helsinki you learn like it's a conservatorium basically. And they are classical musicians. So I think they even play in orchestra right now. But they decided to play a Metallica cover with cellos, and then they became so famous, and now they are even They played multiple times in Wacken, for example. You can imagine why my mom liked, because it's not so strong or so heavy as metal. And what about your mom, Murat?
Well, my mom, her answer was quite what I expected. He told me that she told me that from the bands that I made her listen, she remembers Headache and Lots of Noise, and also some angry men who were yelling like they were going to battle. So from that description, I realized that she was talking about Blind Guardian. Because
Ooh.
both me and my brother, we are huge Blind Guardian not bands, but fans. And back in my youth, when I was in Turkey, when my mother like driving us to school, I was making mixtapes of Blind Guardian because I was also checking for new songs to my D&D games.
Dungeons and
Dungeons
Dragons.
and Dragon games.
Now sometimes you have to translate for me. You know.
Yeah, true. So I think she remembers Blind Guardian, and when you think about all the songs, it's like you are getting on your horses and you are going to the battles.
Yeah, that's true. You can have this idea.
So it's not her favorite band at all in life, but this is what she remembers from the metal that she listens.
So we found that it's the favorite band because it's the only one that she remembers.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So also if you have some comments about it, which is the favorite metal bands of your month, please let us know.
Mm-hmm.
But we're about to close because actually we are late.
Mm-hmm. We are again out of time.
As always. So bear with us. And thanks a lot to listening to our podcast again.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And as always, please check our YouTube channel, check our Patreon, check everything that is you can find, like all the contact together in the different websites. So it's, we will be not difficult, but please comment and support us.
Yeah.
Well,
Bye.
bye. We forgot the bye.
Yeah.